And
Nice.
I want to
Mm,
use that as a jump off point just to say, hey, everyone out there, if you have someone whose work you like, tell them, no matter
mhm,
how big or small of an artist they are. We just really like knowing that people like our stuff and
mhm.
want to talk to you.
Well, and I feel
Cool.
like a lot of artists, like imposter syndrome goes crazy, dude.
Mm.
It's yeah. So it's yeah. y- Just like even if it's for you, like I met Dodie, like the musician, and we were just chatting and I watched a video later on and she was talking not about me, but just like people in general. And it's sort of like sometimes people will be like, "Oh my god, I love your stuff." And it's not for the person who's receiving the
Mm.
compliment. It's for the person who's saying it. Cuz then you can be like, "Hey, thanks. Compliments to the chef. Why do you think the bus driver?" Like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. The thing that's happened to me sometimes here in Victoria,
Mhm,
is you get recognized occasionally by people,
mhm.
and but the weird the it's the sort of not talk like I you hear people like I like you like overhear people be like, "That's the loading ready run guy," or my favorite one was like I was like going into a theater and some other people were like, and the previous show was leading out, and so there's a big people, and I just hear like, "I like your movies, Paul," like, like like a mocking voice. It's like, okay, that's so weird.
Weird
Yeah.
way to put it, but thank you.
Yeah. I remember, and I'm gonna feel guilty about this probably until the day that I die. Um, I was at a Magic Con back when I had my Magic YouTube channel. Um, and I the prof and I were on our way to dinner and we were at Magic Vegas and someone like when you're walking around a Magic Con with prof, he gets stopped every 3 steps, right? Like cuz people want to take pictures with him and so like we were taking a couple steps, he would get stopped for a picture, I would just pull my phone out and do 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 do. And so we're in or I can see you're cringing, you know what's coming, Paul. Um, so we were on an elevator and this guy comes up and he was being very, very sweet. He's like, "I really like your YouTube channel. Like, I'm very like so happy that I get to see you. Like, I'm like this is a really cool moment. Like, I'm just a whole bunch of really, really sweet things." And I'm just on my phone. And Prof like taps me on the shoulder and he goes, "Yo, he's talking to you, by the way." And I just look like a total jerk, just like on my phone being like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, whatever." And then obviously like I explained it and he was like, "Yeah, like I get it. I didn't think that you were just being a jerk." But like, oh god, what if they did?
That's sweet though.
I was like, "Oh, I'm the worst person in the world."
Mm. There's a bit I saw, or I heard uh Penn Gillette on his podcast was talking
Mm,
about like he was doing he was I think he's saying like his wife was shopping for something and he was like, oh, he just went into like Best Buy and was just like sort of looking around in the like electronics section and asking about some stuff and doing the things, and then he leaves, and when he leaves and the guy's like, bye, Penn, and he does it and he's like, I know how to interact with people as fans, as
mhm,
Penn Jillette, and you can interact with people just as a regular person,
mhm.
as just sort of an anonymous person. But when you don't know which one you're actually doing, and so then you have to be like, oh crap, I was just looking at these at some electronics and cameras and stuff, and just sort of asking random questions
Yeah.
and stuff, and it's like now you have to sort of go back in that interaction. It's not I met an asshole or I met a
Mhm.
weird guy at work today. It's wow, Penn is a weird guy. Like it's now
Yeah.
it's like now it's like the sort of reputation, or especially if you're part of a a group, it's like, wow, that guy from Loading Ready Run was really weird,
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, that sort of slightly odd situation where you go, run to people. Like, for instance, there was like a guy, there's several people, in fact, that know about Loading Ready Run that work at like the
Mhm.
local pharmacy where I
Yeah.
get my medication, and it's just
Mhm.
like, I trust that they're being professional about everything and stuff, but it's just a little bit like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yeah. I'm glad the local brewery knows me by my name for as a customer rather than as a
Yeah.
entertainer.
Well,
Right, right.
Ian and I were actually talking about this today at the moon base. or maybe yeah, I think it was today. Yesterday?
Possibly?
Time is fake.
It wouldn't have been
Yeah.
today.
That's true.
Touche.
Yeah. But because your dentist knows about RoadQuest.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Because that was I told him about it during the cleaning, expecting like, oh yeah, no one's gonna know about no one ever checks up on these things. And 6 months later, I come in for my next appointment, and I'm sitting down in the waiting room, and the dentist comes out and says, "Oh, Ian, you're here. Good. I wanted to speak with you." I'm thinking like, "Oh boy, am I just suddenly going to have all of my teeth replaced today?" Because yeah, authority figure says, "I need to talk to you. I'm in trouble."
Hmm.
And he sits down next to me and says, "I want you to know I really enjoyed Road Quest and actually inspired me that I'm going to take some time off as a dentist and actually just sail around the world for a year." Like,
Holy crap.
Which is so cool.
yeah, except that I'm also a dentist for a year, so that's a problem.
Yeah. And like that man's seen your tonsils.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he's seen me at my lowest point too.
Yeah. And then like as for me, like cuz I'm not on the apps anymore, but like when I was on dating apps, I had a couple guys be like, "Are you Jordan from Loading Ready Run?" And I was like, "Nope." No, thank you. That is a weird. I don't like that. I appreciate that that was their opening so I could just not
Mm.
go there.